volunteers to say what you have created, what problem you have solved. I would just like to know how that made people feel. What was that experience like for you? Woohoo!
I was pretty anxious. I'm not gonna lie, but I had people that I trusted, so that helped. If I had to do this by myself, like if you had said work together, I would have been asking them what to do anyway. So, you know.
So it helps to have people to collaborate with.
Yes.
I think it's important to think about too as you work with children, you know. So some people loved it, some people were anxious, and then found others to support them. Becca?
Well, I just was telling my group, like, when was the last time you got to do something like this? Like, when was the last time you just, like, sat and worked with the group on, like, a project with just open-ended materials?
Yeah.
So that was, I thought it was really fun, because, like, I haven't done this in a while.
Yeah. Yeah, so the experience was enjoyable because you were given the time to work with people and also not a high stakes, right, situation that resolved. Yeah, and you had the materials provided to you. Yeah.
I was nervous about coming up with an idea, but once I found a group with an idea, then I had ideas about the ideas.
Yeah. So I think it's also a thing to know about children too, is that you might, if you have an idea, a presentation like this to a group of kids, there might be some kids who right away know what they want to do, but we'll need the support of other kids to carry out on how to do it, right? Yeah. So who would like to show us what they did? What was their problem, and show us their solution? We'll start with Emily, and then we will go to Erica.
I created this, it's called the Town Mall, based on the original inventor's idea of a mall, which is this top part is, okay, the problem was housing.
Okay.
Because the housing prices are expensive.
Okay.
So the top part, this is a community run housing tower, where the top is low-income housing, and then in the middle you have free resources like a community center, health care, counseling, job, helping you find a job. And then at the bottom you have shops. That's groceries, clothing, any kind of shops really. And then because it's community run, any of the profits made from the shops will go towards each person's rent. Like it will cut down their rent. And then they get to spend money in the shops and help make a minuscule economy.
You want to hold it up? So
Yeah. And there's a yellow antenna for their TV.
Love it. Okay, Erica.
So we made a big giant bubble one, because bubble ones tend to be crummy. But we can also change the shape of this one with the pipe cleaners. So you can dip it and then run off with it.
Okay. So the problem that you were trying to solve was?
Having crummy bubble ones, the big ones always kind of suck.
Depending on a product, right? We'll improve product design. Joanna.
So often on the weekends when I'm in bed, I do not want to get out of my bed and go get food. So I'm sitting here in my bed and I have this little screen and I have what I want to eat on the screen and it's instant. And here's this little tube. And I'm like, I want some pizza. Click pizza, pepperoni, now. And it comes down and I have pizza in my bed. And this is the bigger scale.
And so the name of it is the food
The food tube. It's no checkout, no delivery fee. It's just pops right in my lap. And there's my pizza. What?
Like a 3D printer?
Yeah, or like that, yeah. So that's, yeah.
And Heather. And Sean, are you on the screen?
So this was Shauna's concern about folding clothes. So this is a folding machine that attaches to your dryer. This is a cross section. So it's getting sucked out from the dryer, going inside to this fancy machine, and merging folded into your laundry basket.
Or preparing maybe a dresser drawer.
wasn't my idea, but so lots of you guys have probably worn high heels before. They're very uncomfortable. So we created shoes called Above the Cloud heels that make you feel like you're walking on a cloud, and you can be stylish. This is the outside, so it looks like a regular shoe, but when you open it, you can see that there are springs to give you a little bounce, also to help your posture, and memory foam, there's space added for your pinky toe, and it's available in Louis Vuitton red bottoms. If you were that type, yeah, pretty cheap. So, yeah, but come see us later.
Very nice. One last one who absolutely cannot.
Oh, okay.
All right, two last ones.
We made a multi-purpose thing. We had an issue with snow, and I was frustrated. So I made like this little snow blaster 3000. So I can get to work on time, get the buses on time, and then you get the snow done. You know, you can just make drinks and then.
Okay, so Tony and me work together. These are, it's basically made for world peace. So these are our rose-colored glasses. And so when you look through them, the only thing that everything comes in here, but the bubbles collect all the bad stuff, and the only thing you receive is the good that everybody has.
So if someone's giving you a certain finger, you might get a different finger. The ring finger.
So what I really loved about all these different experiences and experiments in here is that some of you got really practical and wanted to solve very practical problems too, and some of you wanted world peace and housing solutions, but everybody got to go through that process, right? Of like thinking, identifying a problem, gathering the materials, collaborating with each other, or thinking about, you know, how you were going to make a physical representation of what your thought process was, how you were going to solve this problem. Can you imagine doing an open-ended experience like this with the kids in your group to the level to which they are ready? Some people are saying yes. Yeah. And, you know, sometimes with toddlers and toddlers, it's just materials, you know, and you're not solving a problem in that moment, but you're giving them the opportunity to play with open-ended materials of which they can manipulate. So who cares if they start ripping the foam up or smashing the cups, right? It's just giving them the materials to get familiar and comfortable with, so that when later you're saying, what do you know, what problem should we solve? What do you want to construct? They already have some familiarity with these materials. Thank you. Those are awesome. Okay, let's talk about science concepts and environments. So what is science curriculum? You guys all know this. It's not just your plans or your, you know, classroom pets. It's not a collection of facts. You know, the position statement from NIAC from 2013 on science education says that young children need multiple and varied opportunities to engage in scientific exploration and discovery. We're going to talk a little bit about how they then assess that in programs, but that is sort of their overall message. For young children, it's hands-on opportunities to manipulate and to create, and I would say evidence just by our experience together, that's really true for everyone, right? Like, to have that ability to do something busy with your hands as you're thinking about solving a problem really frees up your mind to go into different places because your hands are manipulating materials as you're doing that. So here's one example from the National Science Teachers Association. Engaging with natural environments in an outdoor learning center can provide opportunities to examine and duplicate the habitats of animals, exploring how things move, investigating the flow of water, and recognizing different textures. So it's not to say that we're not introducing scientific language or scientific concepts or concepts related to nature. It's just thinking then about you know, how we provide children opportunities to examine those ideas. So science knowledge is developed over time. for young children as they investigate, interact with materials. It's really dependent on active engagement. I can't say this as someone who didn't have these opportunities as a young science learner. As you really see, I think, the sort of the difference between those folks who really did have high quality science education. We want children to find meaning in these experiences and in their environment, and to also learn how to relate prior knowledge to new knowledge. And that going back to, excuse me, sorry, when you closed your eyes and were thinking about that child interacting in that water table, you know, thinking about how they're evaluating the knowledge they already have, they're examining their knowledge to create new knowledge. You know, I think a lot of times when we talk about science curriculum, you know, we sort of think about our science tables or our corners or our shelves, you know, that, and what I really want to encourage you to think about your whole classroom as being opportunities for engaging in science curriculum with young children, because, you know, I'm going to keep saying this, and you're going to keep seeing this on slides in different ways, because this is the most, I think, important takeaway that I want you to have from this, that it's not about, you know, a certain experience or an experiment. Not that there's not value in those things, because there are, but it really is about observing what's happening around you, organizing that information, making those predictions. You know, it could be like, ooh, Katie, I can really see you watching Melissa, you know, with playing with those new toys in the kitchen. What do you think would happen if you went over and took them away from her? You know? So it's not encouraging that behavior, but it's asking her to think about that cause and effect relationships. And you know, one of the things that we know is that young children can't begin to really modify their behavior if they can't predict the outcome of that behavior, right? So it's, you know, helping children develop, you know, in that social emotional capacity to be able to, you know, dig into the guidance and discipline that we're giving them, is they have to be able to make predictions and to analyze the results of their actions, right? So all around us in the classroom, every day, every interaction that you're having.